H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And you know what day it is, right? It's Women Rock Wednesday, my favorite day of the week. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. And I got a lot of women that rock. Okay? A lot of women that rock. Those two women behind me, Florida A&M, a basketball team who's sporting the new LeBron James gear. They rock. See, I tried to block the guys out a little bit. But happy Women Rock Wednesday to the ladies. And as customary, every day we shout out to the starting five. And the starting five are the first five people who sign up to the Chop Shop feed via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And guess what? On Wednesday, we always recognize the women. And the guys know it. The guy, and I'm going to tell you, it's one guy, he tried to get in front of the girl, but he tried to skip. But guess what I did? I put him in the back of the. Get out of here, dude. So let me show you my ladies are today. We got Dale Griggs, Kimberly Jackson. Hold on. I got more. I saw Dale Griggs, Mindy Collins, Monte Cora, Akisa Stewart. Shout out to Akisa Stewart. Her son played his first college game last night. Caleb, Toscasita, finest play Louisiana Tech. They played last night against Alabama. I saw that game. If y'all saw what I had, I just had all the TVs on every game. It was crazy last night. I was watching everything. Who else? We got my sixth woman of the day. Let me see. I saw it. Where's she at? Candace. What's up, Candace? Candace Williams in the building. Do me a favor, y'all. Let's share the show. It's going to be a great show today. Hey, Brandon Nicholson is in the building. And you know what, y'all? I got some more women that rock. You remember the other day I told you I went to the TSU basketball game and I met the assistant softball coach, Jessie Scroggins, and her crew, some of her girls on the team. Young lady sitting next to me. I didn't know her name, but guess what? They finally sent me her name, and she's the right fielder. Hold up. I got to get her whole name. Her name is Miss Pam. They call her Pam, but her real name is Miss Pamela Richardson. She's the right fielder. She came from Clear Creek High School. So Clear Creek, stand up, because a shout out to the women's softball team at TSU, assistant coach Jessie Scroggins, who I talked about the other day. But the head coach is Raven Rodriguez. She's the head women's softball coach, second year. She won the West Division last year. Let's shout out. Let me tell you something. We always talking about basketball and football and all that, but this Women Rock with today, Raven Rodriguez, she rock. Pamela Richardson, she rocks. Jesse Scroggins, she rocks. So those women rock the day. And Keisha Stewart, Marissa Smith, all the women on this feed, this Women Rock Wednesday, and you rock. And shout out to let's go out and support. I got to figure out when they play. I'm going to go watch me a softball game. I'm just telling you. And guess what? I want some of y'all to come go with me. But it's Women Rock Wednesday today, y'all. A lot of stuff has happened in the news. I saw where Paige Beckers, she landed her first NIL endorsement deal. That's the young lady at UConn. She had a multi-year partnership with footwear and an apparel marketplace platform StockX, where she will become the centerpiece of StockX upcoming focus on women, sports, and basketball. Okay, Paige Beckers. Shout out to her. Me personally, I seen StockX, but I don't go buy shoes after market and stuff like that. I don't go. So I haven't never had the chance to endorse that particular platform. But shout out to Don Staley. Don Staley. Let me play something for you. It's Women Rock Wednesday. Shout out to Don Staley. Let me show you something. Check this out. This is what I love about black women loving on each other, y'all. Watch this. I love women loving on each other, but y'all gotta understand. My mama, my daughter, my sisters, they black, so I love them so much. So this is what I love about this. Watch this.
Let's see. I think I might know what it is, but I'm not sure. I never know what's on. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. Oh, I love this. I love Dawn. This is what I've been waiting for. Oh, this is so awesome. Dawn, I love you. You're the best. You're a great friend, and thank you. This is something I'm going to cherish, and hopefully I'll be doing this one day. Let's see.
Y'all got to share the show. Because I didn't know what that little thing was until I studied. Y'all got to share the show. Let's share the show right now. What's up, Angie Holcomb? Share the show right now. I see everybody coming on. But that was Adia Barnes, the Arizona coach, I think Final Four coach, Adia Barnes, Don Staley. Let me give you a little background on that letter. They said Don Staley, the coach of South Carolina, she wasn't joking when she said she was going to send a piece of her 2017 championship net to every black head coach in the country. Every black woman head coach in Division I received this net package before the start of this season. Some excerpts from the card that read. I know we didn't see Adia Barnes. She sent it to. Let me give you some. What she was talking about. See how thoughtful this is? And I'm going to tell you, you women are thoughtful, man. Just the other day, a friend of mine was just saying she was having house guests, right? Had some people coming in town. And she was out trying to find baskets and gifts to put in each guest's bedroom who was coming. Men, I ain't never thought about doing no mess like that. You women, y'all, let me tell you something. That's why y'all rock with me. Let me button up my top. You know, let me think about that. She was out on a Friday or Saturday, out trying to find stuff to put in a gift basket to give to her out-of-town guests who were coming into town. Let me tell you something. Women, yeah, it's just a special touch. That's why I always, I have so much reverence for y'all, and I always put y'all up on a pedestal because y'all do stuff that I wouldn't even think about doing. Some fellas coming on my house. You think I'm gonna go get them? No, sir. No, sir. Not gonna happen. But in her letter she sent to the ladies, she said, I see all the time that I'm driven by being a dream merchant and a dream merchant for my players. But after winning the national championship, I realized I could be more for every other black woman who wants to lead her team to that mountaintop. Then she said, looking at that net, the strings knotted together to form a crucial piece of equipment in our game. I realized that what we as black women head coaches are a crucial part of our game, all at different intersections along the journey to an national championship. This woman is amazing. All of this from Dawn Staley. If you just, Dawn Staley sent a piece of her 2017 championship net to all the Black Division I head coaches. And she had a note attached. Something else on the note. It said, so I pick all of you to receive this piece of our 2017 national championship net. I probably said 19. I mean 2017. In the hope that making our goal tangible will inspire you as it did me to keep pushing forward and us all to support each other's journey. Unbelievable. Ladies, what do y'all think about that? It wasn't about her. It wasn't about her. I think Carolyn Peck, somebody did it to her. Sent a piece of that net to her. She said, man, let me tell you something. That Dawn Staley, man, let me tell you something. A woman personified. I love talking about stuff like that. And speaking of women in basketball, my little youngster, let me tell you something. The young lady that I met at a gym. They were working out. Met her at a gym. Met her dad. Met her. I watched this little girl out there working out with the guys. And in the 101 drill, Jay Jackson, she was tearing these guys a new one. And I said, who is that little girl? Long time. And somebody said, Kendall Hunter. I said, okay. I said, she got some. She gonna go some. This 4 or 5 years ago. I think maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. I walk in the gym, only girl in the gym, giving it to these dudes. And I said she was going to be special, right? That's a long time ago. I talked about it on this show. Yeah, we can, hold on. That's a place we need to applaud. I'm going to get to y'all sons in a minute, but let's I'm going to get to y'all sons, but let's celebrate Kendall Hunter right quick. In her first game as a collegiate player, Mark Edwards, this young lady, Ken Skills, if you want to get on I think Twitter, Ken Skills, with a Z, 27 points, 7 of 8 3-pointers, 10 of 13 from the field goal, 14 minutes in her first college game. Naisha, I ain't saying that I knew she was going to do this. Let's get this straight. But when I walked in that gym and I saw that little girl 3 years ago, and I looked around and said, who is this little girl? Y'all knew who she was. I didn't know who she was. I said, wait, whoa. When I see a girl treating the dudes like that, I knew she was going to be special in her first college game. Y'all please let her know. A shout out to Kendall Hunter, Rory Hardman. Rory, great player too. That's a sidekick. I didn't meet Rory like I met Kendall. You know, me and Kendall got this connection. And it's just unbelievable that I'm just so proud of this young lady when I saw her, man. I mean, y'all just don't understand, man. When you go to a gym and you see that, and you just said, wow, and now and she go in her first game, 27. Go Google her. Kendall Hunter. I got something else for y'all. I'll wait to women, I need y'all. I need y'all a little bit later, but remind me Somebody, let me see who I know who gonna do it. Mindy, no, Mate, remind me. I want to talk to the women about something a little bit later. Remind me, okay? Remind me a little bit later. But I was thinking about y'all today for Women Rock Wednesday, and somebody sent me a piece a long time ago. And I say this all the time. Life is short, y'all, and a one-shot proposition. Women, live your truth, be brave, fall in love, start a business. Men, you can do it too. Start a business, write a book, take a trip, laugh loud, and dance hard. Please live. And I'm saying that for a reason. We got little babies, young kids, 22, 20, 14. Go to a concert one day. Parents drop them off and they don't make it back home. So let's enjoy this life we got. Let's enjoy it. All that old evil ass shit. I know y'all got some evil ass spirits. I understand. But live your life and love and laugh and dance hard if you dance. But I just wanted to share that a serious note right there, y'all, because stuff happening around the country. Friends of mine, people that I know. And, one day they're here. I'm talking to them on the phone one day, and the next day they're not here. So celebrate your, thank you, D. White. Celebrate your loved ones, man. I'm telling you, celebrate them. Celebrate. I know a lot, this world is crazy. But guess what? We can't worry about the people who don't like us. I tell people that all the time. I don't care about the people who don't like me. You know why? Because I got some that love the hell out of me, love the heck out of me. And that matters so much. It matters so much. But I got another thing I want to ask the ladies. This is Women Rock Wednesday. I need y'all help. See, y'all, when I ask y'all these questions, I really need y'all help. Do y'all do the nutcracker thing at NRG? I'm going to give you a second. Do y'all do this? Hey, y'all help me. Do y'all do Lakeisha, Naisha, D. White, Kim Jackson, Angela Holcomb? Have y'all ever been to during the holiday times? Like right now, they got this nutcracker thing. I ain't never heard of it in my life until recently. Dale Griggs, do you know what I'm talking about? It's okay. Not my take. Say it's D. White. Y'all got to help me with this. Y'all got to help me with this, because some people very special to me. This is a ritual. It's a ritual for. I'm going to the Nutcracker again. I mean, I bring back all of this crazy stuff. Let me tell you something. Okay. No, I ain't talking about. Listen, I'm not talking about the Nutcracker, the play, Angie. I'm talking about. It's like a marketplace, I think, where you go get stuff for holidays. The women be in the parking lot. They tailgate just like you had a bad football game or something like that. Brandy. Oh yeah, shopping. See, Monte. Y'all know what I'm talking about. See, Monte. I didn't always know about that stuff, but they be dressed alike. They be drinking champagne. I mean, they got champagne and campaigning out there. And I just wanted to know, since it was Women Rock Wednesday, what is hold up. They serious about this stuff. But I see ain't none of y'all serious. Hold up, it start tomorrow? Guess what they tell me? I'm going tomorrow. I said, wow. Unbelievable, man. These women just, it's an all-day event. See that? The mimosa. See? D. White. D. White said the mimosas start flowing air early. They be going early in the morning, y'all. So I just like to shout out to the women. I didn't know nothing about. I knew about it because of some people around me. But guess what? I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was that crazy. I didn't know. So tell me this, and thank you, Monte. If you're out there drinking mimosas all day, ain't you gonna spend a little too much money that, you know, won't you be a little bit tipsy out there? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. I'm just asking for a friend. Last night in college basketball, let's talk about it a little bit. I can't wait on Jimmy. Hey, listen to me. Shortly, he already did his sound check. What you call it? What y'all call it? A Power 5 conference. Coach, assistant coach, will be on the chop shop today. A Power 5. You know how y'all always thinking, listen, my son can play for him. My son can play for this. This is the time that y'all have the chance. Get your questions ready. Don't be asking him no. Don't waste his time, y'all. Hey, hold up. I'm like the teacher. You know, when they have a special guest in town, you know, show and tell. Hey, don't be asking all them stupid ass questions. If you have a question that can help your son, something that can help your son. I think he's been at all levels. Yeah, he has been at all levels. And he has coached up under some of the best coaches in the world. Excuse me. He have coached up under Hall of Fame coaches. So y'all might want to ask some about the Hall of Fame coach, what it's like coaching under a Hall. I mean, yeah, you know, you follow me? We because when these guys are very, very busy, and they ain't got time, y'all, to be playing around with us. So let me tell you something. Do me that favor, and let's get your questions. Cause guess what? And guess what? A coach sent me today, and you know, a lot of y'all all already know this stuff, but I didn't even ask for this. This is a whole nother coach. I'm looking for him. He sent me, and I got this. We've given this information out before, but he sent me the NCAA Division I qualifications for academic requirements. Okay? I'm just going to repeat them over because they said faith comes by hearing and hearing the word. D, check this out, D. My freshman son got to play last night. D, see that? D White. Wait a minute, D White. Your freshman son. Where your son play at? Where your son play at? We're going to talk about it. But let me give the parents who don't have kids, the parents who, high school kids, this for you. Out of high school, you have to have 16, they call it a 16 core, 2.3 GPA, 10 core completed by senior year, and proof of graduation. You have to have 4 English classes, 3 math classes, 2 social studies, 2 natural sciences, 4 additional core, 1 additional English, math or science, social science or language. Now, to the non-qualifier, they're going a 2-year school. Just help you. 2.5 GPA. These guys at a 2-year school for non-qualified, so I guess they went to junior college and trying to get to Division I college. They had to have a 2.5 GPA, 48 transferable credit hours, proof of graduation. So he went on and on. I mean, he just gave, and I'm going to send that stuff to you. I'm going to post this because he wrote a little too much. He's damn near a novel right here. And I don't want to, but Texas State, I didn't see Texas State play last night. D, gosh, hold up. See, D, you got me. You know I want to see it now. Okay, Archie said he got 4 points and a block in 6 minutes. Got to make those free throws. Wait a minute. Hold up. D White. Hold up, y'all. D White, am I missing something? D White, what's your son's name? I know him, but it just didn't slip my mind. Huh? Help me out. D White, give it to me quick. Give me his name right now. Give me his name. Somebody give me his name. D. White, this Jimmy Hicks, that's Jimmy Hicks' deal. It ain't my job to remember his name, but Brandon Love. Brandon Love. Brandon Love. I heard of that name. I heard of Brandon Love name. Okay. I heard of Brandon Love name. Okay. You know what? I'm so proud. Let me tell you who else was proud. I'm proud of all the parents. Akeisha Stewart, she's so proud of her baby. He got in the game and did his thing last night. Kenneth Lofton got in the game, did his thing last night. I'm just trying to remember. Brandon, that's my dude. Thank you, D. Yes. Who played with Tyler? See y'all. Hey, D, charge it to my head, not my heart. Because my heart was with him, because I'm the one, I remember I used to take up for him. So I'm glad to know who you're talking about. I know who I'm talking about now. Yes, Akeisha's son played last night for Louisiana Tech. Man, you know what? It was proud. I saw Xavier played well last night for Kentucky. I'm going to go and keep going, y'all. I'm going to try to remember. Even John played. Jonathan Massey with McNeese State. They played last night. Let me see. Y'all, I'm just, y'all help me. Tremont is hurt. Y'all, Shamon Marks. Hey, y'all, let me tell you something. I was watching U of H play last night. I didn't know none of the players but Safsa. I didn't know none of these two players. I got to get to know these dudes. See, this year, because of COVID, I haven't been over there to their practices. I used to go to their practices, and I didn't get a chance to go. So I don't know none of these guys. Yeah, John, that's my man. That's my man. I didn't see his stats. I know Jimmy gonna talk about that, but who else? What else happened out there, y'all? What else happened, y'all? Let's talk about. I met some real ones, or you met some real ones meeting Lulu and Carlos. I missed that. Ramon Walker. I didn't see Ramon. I didn't see. Did Ramon play last night? That was Ramon play. Did Ramon play last night? Y'all help me. Shed hit that lucky shot off the backboard. Y'all tell him I said that. Thaddeus Moody. Shout out to Thaddeus Moody. He went to DePaul. I think DePaul versus TSU. Hey man, hey, you was a little too close to Cynthia Cooper, man. Don't don't do that no more. Thaddeus Moody. I saw you. A little too close. Leave our coaches alone. Leave our coaches alone. Yeah, Texas girls. Yeah, they kind of good. They kind of good. But I was just so proud of these young men that I saw. I can't call them boys no more. In high school, yeah, if y'all go ever look in the high school program, it's called boys basketball. When they get to college, it's called men's basketball. Let me see. He didn't get on the floor, nor did. Okay. Thank you, Melvin Dukes. Long season. That was a tough game. Hofstra, Speedy Claxon, a former pro player, is the coach. He played at Hofstra, and he coached that team. He had them guys ready for U of H last night. My alma mater, Memphis played last night. They did well. They played against who? I forgot who they played. Tennessee Tech, somebody like that. I ain't gonna tell you a lie. I don't even know who they played. But yes, Jonathan Griffin. Let me tell y'all something. Jonathan Griffin, I'm gonna put that on the screen just in case everybody didn't see it. Jonathan Griffin. Chandler Jacobs. Let me tell you something. This is the same Chandler Jacobs who played at Elkins, right? He went to Dallas Baptist. Guess he didn't. I don't know what happened in his recruiting. He didn't get the Division I, but that kid did sulk. I never heard a tweet out of him. I never had a tweet out of his mom. I never had a tweet out of his dad. Somebody texted me. Hold on. Okay. I've never had a tweet out of his dad. But he went to Dallas Baptist, right? And balled out. You follow me? Then guess what happens? COVID hit. Transfer portal. Went into the transfer portal. Colorado State picks him up. And he played his first game last night, had 15 points in his first Division I college game. They played against Oral Roberts. Beat the brakes off Oral Roberts. But Chandler Jacob, I am so proud. Parents, listen to me. I know sometimes you don't want to hear this. Thank you, Barry McDonald. Dallas Baptist is not a Division I school. I don't know what division it is. That ain't my job to know what it is. Y'all can tell me what division it is. He took, he put himself where he got an opportunity to play. He was, I think he was a Division three, whatever it was, Division three. He was Player of the Year, maybe multiple times. Young man took advantage instead of whining and talking about so and so ain't rank you, so and so ain't did this. It's his fault. My son ain't got no. Listen to me. After 5 or 6 years on this show, a parent shouldn't ever say it's somebody else's fault that their son, little Johnny, didn't get what he was supposed to get. All we can do is give you these people out here give you the opportunity to shine. So all it is, an opportunity, and understand that. That's why I always tell you, don't put all your eggs in this basketball stuff. Because there's some other great jobs in this basketball space, Tamika Withers, that we get mamas. Yeah, y'all hear it's women right. Mamas, them boys listen to y'all. That's why mamas got to really watch what they say. Let me tell you something. My son, people think he listen to me. Hey, man, listen to me. Listen to his mama. I'm smart enough to know that. I ain't mad at it. That's just how God made him. They listen to they listen to mamas. So mamas, that's why we have to watch. Y'all have to watch what y'all say and how y'all handle this thing. I told y'all, never forget it. My son, I knew where he wanted to go play college ball. I knew where he wanted to play. But his mama wasn't sold on it because why? The coaches kept calling me. They weren't calling her. All the other coaches were calling her. All the other coaches were calling her. The school where he went to, wound up going to, was calling me. So Robert came to me. I'll never forget. He said, Dad, I know where I'm going to go. He said, but I can't commit to the school if my mom ain't on board. So guess what? I called the coach. I said, man, I'm good. You don't need to bring me up there. You need to get him and her up there. And y'all talk to them. You talk to them. That's what happened. Think about it. Your young man wanted the stamp of his mother too. Moms, y'all important. That's why y'all got to watch. I know y'all be saying slick stuff around them kids. Jimmy had already told me. And then you wonder why the kids be running around here looking at other grown folks up kind of head because of what y'all done said. You might have didn't mean to say it. You just mad. I got you. I got you. I understand. I'm not condemning you for it, but in the future, but I sit back, y'all. I'm sitting here watching because I was on the phone. I was on the phone with a parent yesterday. Y'all think about this, y'all. This ain't what I do, D. White. But guess what? I'm giving up my time. I was on the golf course. Yeah, I was on the golf course. I don't like talking on the phone. But I stopped and talked to this parent yesterday. And I understand how y'all feel. Your son want to play basketball. He want to play in college. His friends done played in college. His friends on TV. Junior was on TV last night. Caleb was on TV last night. Ken Skills was on TV last night. I mean, I understand, mamas, daddies. I was one of y'all. But guess what? Everybody might not play on TV. Everybody not going to get a scholarship. But if you want to, you can become a lawyer. You can get an MBA. You can be a financier. You can do whatever else you want to do in your life. Ain't but one NBA owner, Barry, that played the game. Michael Jordan. Rest of them people who the bosses, I done told y'all the story. When I go to the All-Star game, I don't get my tickets from the players. Get my ticket from the bosses. They get the best tickets. The players are employees. They don't get the best tickets unless they buy them. Let's teach our kids about being the boss. Listen, play basketball, get that free education, and let's learn how to be the boss. You follow me? All we got to do, y'all, is change the mind. Keep playing basketball. Keep loving basketball. But understand, use the basketball and don't let it use you. If I didn't get nothing else across, yes, it's fun. I got notes from what happened last night. I left notes to myself. 10 teams in college basketball, they lost by games last night. University of Houston and Ohio State almost lost. I can tell you that. They needed overtime to survive. I can tell you that. University of Washington loses a bye game, the game that they paid Northern Illinois to come to the game. I can tell you that. Okay, Utah State loses a bye game to UC Davis. I can tell you that. Three ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference teams, Pitt, Virginia, Georgia Tech, lost by games. I can tell you that too. That ain't gonna change your life. But I want you to tell little Johnny, why settle for just playing on the team when you can buy it? Or you can be the general manager. How many of your kids ever told you, man, I want to be a GM one day? I ain't never heard nobody rap about it. I can tell you about the incredible head coaching debut of Northern Illinois. Who did Northern Illinois? No, they beat University of Washington, Pac-12 team. I can tell you about the coach, Rashawn Burno, black man, beats a Pac-12 team on the road in his first ever game as a Division I head coach. I can tell you that Duke's Trevor Keel from Duke last night was killing. I ain't never heard of him. He's killing everybody last night. They was talking about Pablo Bacharo and this boy. I can talk about that. But how many times we had a video talking about STEM? Science, technology, engineering, math. All I'm doing, just giving you a blueprint. It worked. Like I was telling the guy yesterday. I'll never forget it. Son was in the 6th grade. Alan Branch called me. He said, man, what is your plans? What's your plan? Son going to Kincaid. I don't know if y'all know my son spent a couple of years at Kincaid. Because I wanted to get his mind prepared because I wanted my son to go to Ivy League school at that age. Basketball, he couldn't play. He was in the 6th grade. And this damn little, I didn't know how good a basketball player was. But I wanted to expand his mind. His mind is a muscle also. And the Kincaid School expanded it. But I didn't realize he was the only black male in his class. And he was not happy. So his mom and him checked themselves. He wanted to go to his neighborhood school. That's how we wound up going to West Side and West Briar. But those 2 years expand his brain. I mean, listen, y'all, literally, if anybody had kids that went to Kincaid, you know how much work they give them kids. And the teacher explained to me, she said, I know he can't do it all, Mr. Hatter. He said, but I'm expanding his brain. I'm expanding his brain. So in the 6th grade, I was raising a CEO. I wasn't raising no basketball player. I was raising a young man who just 8 months ago was able, hey Tamisha, was able to give one of his ex-teammates a job. He was able to give him a job making over $100,000. His boss said, look, I got to hire somebody and I'm gonna hire my friend. Listen, played in the same basketball community, played in the same, was ranked by Jimmy Hicks. Jimmy Hicks here right now, coming on the, Jimmy, I got you on the screen. Went through this same thing. But he put himself in a position, now he can hire his friend. Now his friend's family gonna be able to eat. That's why I love basketball. Listen, I was a bad Jimmy. I was happy when he played, Jimmy. That's why. But yo, the basketball, yes, he's black. Keith Wood. Yes, the kid he hired was black. Hell yes. So a young black man from Houston, Texas, go to New York, meet another young black man, go to Wall Street. That young black man needed wanted a better job, and he was in a position because what? He considered himself more than an athlete. And that's all I want y'all to understand. It ain't about him. I groomed him. To this day, Jimmy, I promise you. He'll tell people, I went to Cornell. Let me tell you something. I groomed him to make that decision, mama. He thinks right now, I know he ain't not watching the show. Right now, he think he made that decision. Sometimes we got to groom, cause mom, we know a lot. Y'all mamas, we know more than them 18 and 16-year-olds. They think they know it. We know it. And I know y'all be talking, well, I'm just gonna let it. Oh, hell no. Hold up. Let me let y'all know. I was pissed off. Yes, I didn't tell y'all that part. When him and his mom decided they didn't want to go to Kincaid and enroll. I didn't like that, but I had to live with it. You know, some battles you can't, let me tell you something. You can't fight all the battles. I want to win the war. So, Jimmy, our mamas, we got our mamas on here. Their kids did good last night on the tube. I mean, Keisha Stewart here. I saw Caleb play last night. I saw Junior play last night. But guess what? And I was happy for him. Jimmy, I didn't see no Houston player on U of H's floor last night. And I didn't. Then I found out they were one of them was hurt. Yeah.
You mean Fabian White?
I mean, other than Fabian. I'm sorry, Fabian. I'm sorry. Fabian, I'm sorry. Fabian, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the guys that I do know Fabian, so I messed up. Fabian. But Jimmy, all I'm trying to explain to is people. I want us to play basketball. You can focus on basketball. But where we gonna be when the basketball stop? Cause let me tell you something. It's gonna stop for Caleb. It's gonna stop for Junior. It's gonna stop for Chandler Jacobs, a clown last night up there. Jimmy has 15 points last night. For they beat the brakes off for Paul Mills now. Yeah.
Colorado State beat the brakes out of Oral Roberts?
Like they stole something from Macy's somewhere.
What?
But, yeah.
God no.
Yeah. So that's all, Jimmy. And Jimmy, and what I was trying to let the parents know that again that quit worrying about what somebody rank your son. Quit worrying about them. There's no listen. There's no more need for you to be mad at him, Jimmy, no more. There's no need you to be mad at Doug no more. Listen, forgiveness is not for him, it's for you. So y'all parents, Jimmy, they can't get mad. See, Jimmy, you know I laugh at. I talked to a parent yesterday. He didn't know. He said, "Well, Jimmy," I said, "Hold up, man. I didn't know Jimmy like this when my son was coming out of school. No." I told him I had a plan since 6th grade. I had a plan. Alan Branch, we had a plan. Mamas and daddy. It's all right for y'all to have a plan for your little 6-year-old. Jimmy, Mark Edwards sent me a video. And he told me, man, I just want to show you my son. Mark Edwards keeps sending me videos like that. The little Junebug, Jimmy. Jimmy, come on, never forget, I sent somebody my little Junebug's video a long time ago, right? And he kind of dismissed it all. He just, that's just a little kid. And then the next thing you know, he saw him in college. He said, oh. So let me tell you something. If your kid is 6 and however old Mark Edwards' little son is, if he keep on doing that, he'll probably be able to keep on doing it later. But my thing is, I just want you to just put just as much behind your academic pursuit as you do, because they do call it student athlete, Jimmy, by the way. But I know we got guests coming on soon, Jimmy. I'm gonna let you get it out of here. But I just had to share that story. That's all. And Jimmy, hold up, Jimmy. As we speak, what y'all call these guys? Division I, Power 5 player just texted me a second ago. One of the best players in the country. So y'all, hey, parents, Jimmy, I know your business is basketball, and I understand it, and you keep doing what you're doing. And I thought about you last night when I was thinking about LeBron James, and Jay-Z said something, Jimmy. And now I understand. I'm going to give you something. I got something for you. I thought about you. He said, never been a brother this good, this long. Never been a brother this good, this long. LeBron James, never been a brother that good.
What more can I say?
Yeah. Never been I don't know those brothers. Hey, never been a brother this good, this long. Then I thought about LeBron James. I thought about Jay-Z. Then I thought about your 20-some-year plight doing this thing. And let me tell y'all something. His ass ain't perfect. He gets on my damn nerve. But his work speak for itself. His work speak for itself. You don't have to like him at all. Respect the work. Never been a brother this good, this long. Never forget that. But what's going on, man? I got you, Mate. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, so college basketball games last night. Yesterday started off the regular season for college basketball. We are going to be joined as promised to you guys, we're going to give you a chance to present some of your questions and get some nuggets dropped on you about the Division I basketball at the highest level. We're going to have one of the University of Texas assistant coaches joining us on the Chop Shop, and it's basketball season, so this is going to be a normal back to the old. We're giving you a normal selection of a variety of college coaches across the country every single week. So this is, I mean, it's cool. And guess what? If you are watching right now, all levels, it just so happened we just started with Texas. Why? I mean, Texas happens to be aside one of the top ranked programs in the country. And I think if I'm not mistaken, Adam, Texas may be the highest ranked team from the state. If not then one of the. I know Baylor and UT
I'm gonna look
are among the top, and I think U of H as far as the top 10. That is. So UT played last night, and we're just gonna bring one of the assistants in to just shed some light on some things, talk various topics. Remember now, we got to be questions. We got to be rapid and have to be. Make sure you ask a question that you don't think nobody has asked this coach publicly in quite some time. Those are the good ones that we want. Now, if it's something that's off the beaten path, something that's wacky, we might not have time to get to it. So let's get this thing popping. And he's going to join us shortly in about 15 minutes or so. Meanwhile,
Jimmy, you're absolutely right. In CBS poll, Texas is the top in Texas, ranked 5th in CBS.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have it in front of me. This was So we're gonna go down the pecking order. So it means in right place. So it means next week we may have somebody from Baylor again, and the week after that we might have somebody from University of Houston. Ain't no might to it. If you guys want to, meanwhile, if you have a coach that you know, and you want to get them some, you want them to owe you one, because they definitely will owe you one, and just recommend them to come on the Chop Shop. Send us an email with the info, or reach out to them first, because I don't have time to be soliciting no coach to come on this show.
No.
When this show does them a favor with their resume. Understand what goes on. For every college coach who comes on this platform, they get to speak probably longer than they will speak on any other platform in the world about whatever topics they choose to influence or dive into. Plus, the audience that they get is an affluent and educated audience and influential audience with basketball that goes well beyond Greater Houston, well beyond the state of Texas. It's all over not just the United States, but the world. So they get that audience, and you never know who's watching. That's just not to mention the audience of you guys that are actually in the boom boom room conversing with each other. It's another, you go in Showtime at the Apollo, the old music hall, the old Jones Hall. Those theaters had what they call the balcony. So that's what we had. That's what we're going to call those people that are watching the Chop Shop right now, but they didn't hit no button on their keypad to let you guys know that they're watching. They're in the balcony. That's what we call them, the balcony. So and those people don't count toward the numbers that you see on the screen. So, but we get them in the analytics on the back end. So there's no problem with that. We got you. Right. You don't want nobody to know. See, understand, for example, who fits that mold? The person who's talked so much shit and told you they can't stand Robert Hatter, but then if they came on the show, they feel like they would be directly supporting Robert Hatter. And then if they done talked all that smack to you, and you might have been in earshot, and they know you on the show, then if they come on, then what does it make them look like if you know they own? So that's the type of person that sits in the balcony. You got me?
Hey, hold up. They are out there. Hey, y'all, they're out there. But keep going, Jimmy. That's not a myth.
Trust me. And I could excuse the balcony because I could call them the hit dogs. because if I or dogs. Because if I hit the dog, they gonna holler. I know how to make one of them come out that balcony. If I get to talking shit about on them right now, I promise you they'll give their keypad and they'll speak up. But I love the balcony because you know why? Deep inside is you're showing your support, and you've already showing how good it is. That means the show. That means your hate or your disdain for a Robert Hatter or for a Jim Hicks is not greater than your how would I say, your addiction.
Hey, hold up, Seneca.
To the boom boom
Jimmy, let me help Seneca. Let me even help y'all out a little bit more. Some of them have been on this show before over the years. How about that? But keep going, Jim. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. So that's and I'm just, like I say, guys, when you get a certain age, you have different ways that you compress and you solve different things. I don't let a lot of that stuff occupy a lot of real estate in here. I got too much going on up in here, and that's the whole thing. And so with me, I understand that it goes, but when people, I just don't, I have a pet, everybody have pet peeves in their life. And my pet peeve is when people knowingly go and spread ignorance or lies, or, that's the thing. Or if I know that you're claiming to be for the kids and you're not, and you have nothing noted or documented that where you're giving back to the kids, not necessarily, I ain't talking about your biological kids, but the kids in not just your community, any community. And that it goes beyond that. Now that's the thing. I have a problem with that. And as I get older, I'm gonna get better with the way that I exercise my thoughts with problems with people that do that. But that's why I just try to tell you guys, pay attention to the givers and pay attention to the takers, because there's a big ass difference, a big difference. Meaning that when the last time you stopped at a red light and that guy with that sign at the red light walked up to your window and gave you a quarter or $1. When the last time that happened? You know he ain't fit to do it. You know the best case scenario you get from that guy at the red light with that bucket or that sign is he gonna go up in that bucket with a squeegee and try to clean your window.
And Jimmy, I don't like them cleaning my window because they mess it up. So I said, no, man.
Guess what? Yeah. And I like the thought that count. I've stopped. Oh, no, you can't do that, brother. You can't do that. I got the Mr. Car Wash tag on the front. I'm good. They got me. But here. I like your thought. I say, now I told one time. I'm gonna tell you one time. I said, boy, that car went behind me. I missed his red light on purpose and pull that armor all out the trunk and that sponge.
Oh my God, you make me sick with that. How do you need some armor? I say, hell no, I don't need no armor.
That's for sure. But who are some of the guys that showed off last night? Former Texas basketball players from your area that showed off last night in their college debuts this season. I know you talked about U of H last night, Al. You mentioned them already.
I've mentioned them a little bit.
I talked about Junior.
I talked about Junior now.
How did Junior end up? Junior, when he finished with 12 and 9?
Yeah, 12 and 9.
What happened? He was stuck on. You know what I was doing? I was doing something I didn't get a chance to watch. I watched only a piece of a game. I watched maybe the last 7 minutes of the Kentucky game and Duke. But I didn't get a chance to watch anything else. I was
Jimmy. I had about 5 screens going.
What happened? He was stuck on 12 and 9.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Was he in the game?
But he was out of the game for a little while now, Jimmy. He was
out of the game. Toward the end in the second half.
At the end, he was out of the game for some reason. I don't know if it was fouls or not.
He was stuck on 12 and 9. I was like, he must be hurt or something. He must have went out the game. I never asked. But here's the thing. That was an opportunity.
A hell of a.
And with Junior, that was a wake-up call. Not you losing to Alabama.
Nah.
The wake-up call meaning that you got focus and let your game now do some talking, because we know what you can do. We know what Junior Lofton can do, know what he's going to do. But the people that would be that's critics of Junior Lofton, because now you're not a puppy anymore. See, you're a dog now. You're on the Wooten's watch list for the Wooten Player of the Year award. And when you get to that status, they're going to critique everything. They overlooked it as a freshman, because everything you had was a flaw as a freshman was he's just a freshman. You know, now they're gonna critique your weight. It's going to come in play now.
They say he had cramps and they took him out. And Jimmy, I can't wait to talk to Coach. Our special guest, Jimmy, he in the makeup chair right now. They in the makeup chair. They fixing up his hat and everything. So you can bring him. I'm just letting you know he's there in case you can't see him. In case you can't see him yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's the time to get ready.
But that's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up. He was having cramps, so they took him out. I saw a lot of players having cramps in the Duke game. And I sure want a coach to tell me what the hell is causing these cramps. Are they nervous? Is it too big for them? But when we bring Coach on, y'all make sure we ask Coach that question. But Chandler Jacobs had 15 points, though, Jimmy. And
Chandler Jacobs had 15. So who else?
Kaysen,
guys, feel free.
Kaysen Harrison almost had a triple-double. 13,
Really?
13, 8, and 9. Yeah.
Hey, that's solid.
That's solid.
That's solid. And of course, Lamar University guys, they were in action. In case you know, Kaysen Harrison, Lamar beat Wiley College 67-50. I'll run through the scores from about a half dozen of the Division Ones in this region of the United States, which is the Southwest. Of course, once again, Lamar 67, Wiley 50. Oklahoma 77, Northwestern State 59, Oklahoma State 88, UT Arlington 45. Shout out to Rice.
What'd they do?
Big home win last night. Rice 82, Pepperdine 63.
Don't you supposed to win at home, Jimmy? How in the hell was it a big win?
That's a big win for Rice, starting the season off.
Oh, okay, but you're supposed to win at home, though. I thought.
No, I'm gonna say the score again: 82-60.
Oh, you talking about the ass whooping? Okay, my bad.
Yes, the magnitude, the thump that which they laid to Pepperdine.
Okay.
Also, SFA 82, LSU Alexandria 73, Texas A&M Corpus Christi 102, Texas Lutheran 64. How about Texas State? 75. Incarnate Word, 57.
Okay.
And of course, Texas Tech, 89. North Florida, 74. And without being said, of course, the Texas Longhorns, they played HBU and put the winner on HBU last night. That's
No, Jimmy, they mollywhopped them.
92-48. And what we do is come in, and without further ado, of course, we got the assistant coach from University of Texas is about to join us. But first, we got a quick break we go to and check out these messages, and we come right back and get your questions ready. We have a hell of a combo for you guys on the Chop Shop.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you love basketball, you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't just play just to play.
If you really want it, you'll need to make sacrifices. You'll face doubt. You will fail. Whether or not you succeed, that's your.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you love basketball, you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't just play just to play.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day, the Chop Shop. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. And Jimmy, would you please do us the great honor of introducing this next guest? Maybe he's been around the world. I mean, he's something. He a daddy now. I mean, he just something. Man. He living his best life right now. Introduce him, man.
Oh man, without further ado, a repeat appearer of the Chop Shop, and this is assistant coach from University of Texas. He's been all around the Big 12. I'm not going to lie to you. He's been all around Texas into this year in regarding the coaching staff. I'm quite sure half of the schools in the state of Texas has changed their plays because of this coach, because he knows everybody's plays. If 4 down used to be called red for you, they got to change the color to white because you went to another school. It used to be blue. They got to change it to purple. This guy here, and also he started off as a grassroots basketball coach. So guys like Walter Yates, queue up right now. Guys that don't really believe in the grassroots to Division I dream can be fulfilled. For this young man, he has saw his life change in the past 15 years from going, and less than that approximately, going from the grassroots ranks with the Dallas Mustangs.
Wow.
Up under the great Tony Johnson to now he's an assistant coach with the University of Texas. We have Uric Malagi with us right now. What's going on? Hook 'em.
What's going on, fellas? Hook 'em. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Man, I got.
Hey man, appreciate you joining us with us.
Jimmy, I got something to ask you. Coach, you just made me think of something. What do you do with all the gear that you done had from all them damn guys? What'd you do with all that stuff?
I don't know. I give it away.
Okay.
And the players, they come through, and managers, they come through.
Coach, you got to wonder about that. Jimmy say you've been to 100 schools, so unless you got a whole big, unless you got a storage where you just keep all of that stuff. I mean, wow.
Nah, no storage, Hatter. No storage.
Hey,
I
clear
my closet out for the new gear, man.
You can go on and tell the truth on the Chop Shop now. You can go on and let us know that you got an old pair of U of H red socks that you go get the newspaper in the morning or something.
So Hicks, I keep one T-shirt at every spot. I keep one T-shirt. And when they were playing in the Final Four this year, I had my Houston gear on, man. I was rooting for those guys. Coach Brooks is a mentor. Man. He's like a father figure. Obviously his son, Alvin Brooks III, now really good friends.
You didn't have no Baylor gear?
When they played, I went neutral. But I worked at Houston. I didn't work at Baylor. I worked at Houston.
Oh, right.
Now during that game, I didn't root for anybody. But it was good to see them in the tournament. Get to the Final Four. That was special to see University of Houston get back on the map the way they've done. Coach Sampson is one of my favorite coaches in the country, and I got a lot of respect for that staff. They do a great job.
And now we the basketball game, of course, last night you guys opened the season. University of Texas going into your new beginnings at the University of Texas. You guys have an all-star cast of coaches in this lineup, especially in the Southwest region of the United States, and take us through that staff, and so that a lot of people may not realize.
And Jimmy, can I add a little moniker to it? That's what they told me. They got the dream team over there, but the dream team of coaches. Like Johnny Cochran had the dream team. They say y'all got the dream team of coaches, but keep going.
Yeah, well, we're blessed to all be assembled there together. I thought, a lot of us sacrificed a lot, especially our former head coaches. Obviously, our associate coach, Rodney Terry, was here before, back with Coach Barnes. He's recruited some of the best players to ever play in this program here at Texas. And so to have his wealth of knowledge, not just as a recruiter, but as a basketball coach, to get a chance to work with him every day is a guy that Jerence Howard and I really looked up to as we got into the business. Jerence Howard is a good friend of mine in the business. We worked together at SMU as we kind of helped resurrect that program with Larry Brown there at SMU, and obviously he's been at Kansas the last 8 years. And then our managing director, Chris Ogden, who played here at Texas on the Final Four team, was a head coach at University of Texas at Arlington, brings a great wealth of knowledge and kind of helps us be able to navigate this university and how things go here at Texas. Him and Coach Terry have been very, very helpful in that regard. And then Bob Donowall is a special assistant to the head coach. He coached the Chinese national team in the Olympics. He actually coached Yao Ming. He actually coached in China in the Pro Ball at the top division. He had John Lucas III back in the day. And so he brings a wealth of knowledge. He coached LeBron James in his first 2 years with the Cavs, ran the defense for Coach Paul Silas, and also had a stint with the New Orleans Hornets back then. The Pelicans now, but they were the Hornets then. So, and then obviously some other guys. We got a lot of people on staff, too many to name. Yeah. But our strength coach, Coach John Riley, is just as good or better than anybody in the country, and his reputation precedes him. And so blessed to have all these guys here, man. Just happy to be a part.
So now with your staff, break it down and talk in general. How does it go? A lot of people understand. A lot of stuff we talk about, some people would know, have certain knowledge of it, but then most will not. And so what we want to ask you is, when it goes into a game prep, there's what they call a scout. How does it determine who does the scout, and what is the purpose of a scout? Well, we know the purpose, but what does it all consist of, and the time factor that's involved in that for college basketball?
Yeah, everybody does it a little bit different. I don't want to give out all our secrets on here.
There you go.
Well, let's go to some of your other schools. Go to some of your other schools. Give away their secrets.
So we probably go. Most schools will go 100% defensive scouting report. Where I want to figure out what sets you run, what based on the bounds plays you run, your ATOs, after timeouts, what plays you like to run, your personnel, that kind of thing. But we do that, but then we also kind of focus on the other side of the ball. It's an offensive scouting report that we do as well, where we want to figure out how we can score you. What press breakers work best against maybe your press or your zone defenses that you run, or your man offense, your tactics that, however you like to guard. And then, who are your weak defenders, the whole nine. And so then we dive into the tendencies and that kind of thing, just to kind of give our guys, the best advantage and be prepared, give them the best advantage. So when they go out in the game, they feel prepared that we can win against anybody, So we give them that information to help them.
And so now, when you're doing this, of course, now you started. I think your first gig was what it SFA, UT Arlington.
No, UT Arlington, Scott Cross.
UT Arlington. So does it ever been? Here's my belief, and I've never asked the coach this question before publicly. When you follow me on this analogy, I'm a firm believer, coach, that if a guy like big boned women.
Oh God!
Look at Helen. Look at Helen.
I'm nervous.
Follow me now. If a guy like big boned women, and all of a sudden that guy hits the lotto, he's gonna still like big boned women. It's gonna take a little time for to get out of his system. He just might like cuter big boned women, or big boned women that goes to certain other restaurants that he eat at now. He's gonna still like them. So at some point in time, my point is with this analogy is, when you were at UT Arlington, when you were at certain school, at those mid-level schools, was there a moment where you knew what you liked that could help you get success at those schools? But when you got that job and went to a different level, right? Let's say at the Big 12 or Power 5 school, one of the schools you were at, Texas Tech maybe. What was there ever a moment where you said, a kid that you would have loved, that you loved that type of kid, you had to wake yourself or somebody woke you up and say, man, you can't. That kid ain't gonna move the needle at this school. That ain't. I know you like him, but we need better than that. Was it ever a moment, not necessarily saying the name of the kid, but had that ever happened in your career?
No, man. I don't say this. I try to say this as humbly as possible, man. But every place I've been, all around the state, I've been a part of recruiting some of the best players that's ever played at that school, and we've been really good and always went to the NCAA tournament. So I don't know. I mean, I like the same players from all the way back to my grassroots days. Talented players that played hard, that competed, that gave us, a chance to win, that loved basketball, that were fun to coach. I didn't really mind, the hard-headed kids because I was hard-headed. I can handle those guys. But I think that the thing that you learn as an assistant is I had to recruit guys that were best fits for my head coach. And I made that, mistake earlier in my career. And just recruiting guys that I liked, that I wanted to coach, and I had to realize I'm not the head coach yet. I gotta get guys that my boss would thrive with, and I got to figure out who he likes and what we need. Because it's not all about who you want; it's about what your team needs, and building a championship team and putting that sort of championship puzzle together, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I think that's always important.
And so now, if you just tune in, this is indeed Coach Uric Malley, assistant men's basketball coach at University of Texas. And last night, you guys opened the season with a huge win over Houston Baptist University. You guys had a lot. Understand, this is the first game for a lot of players and, of course, coaches alike. Tell us what goes into how the coach decides that rotation that early in the season, because in practice you're playing 5-on-5, so it goes down to maybe 8 in some cases, maybe 9, some schools even 7. What determines that this early in the season?
Yeah, obviously the rotation is something that can change throughout the course of the year, but at this stage of the season is really the body of work. Since we got the job in April. We had one player on the team. Brock Cunningham was the only one that on the day we got the job, April 1st, that told us he was going to be on the team. So, we've been able to add, we got Jace Febris and Andrew Jones and Courtney Ramey, those guys, to decide to come back. Very blessed to have those guys. And then we added another 11 guys to our team, a couple of those guys being walk-ons. I think Coach Beard does a great job of making practice competitive. We keep stats. We videotape every practice. We're intentional about watching tape with the guys, and so they can, see not only what they're doing or what they need to improve on, but also the things that they're doing well. So I think the fact that competition for position, I think, makes us a better team. But any championship team I've been a part of, we've always had that competition for position. So, but just because you starting, now in the season doesn't mean that in 2 weeks. It could be different. Maybe some guys that, we've always seen those guys that were not in the rotation early, and then all-time conference come rolling around, and all of a sudden, this is the kid that's helping you win the conference championship. So I think it's just all about, executing the process every day and going to work, and our guys, just trusting that process and staying ready for the opportunity, because you just never know when your name will be called.
Coach, I got a couple questions from the feed. I got a couple of questions, and Coach, do me a favor. And I know, and I'm just listening to your tone. Your tone. You sometimes you forget you're on the Chop Shop, so I got to bring you back to the Chop Shop. And okay. I know you're Texas now, but it's okay. It's okay. It's my job to bring it out. So cause you're so monotone, you got all your coach speech and all, and I understand that. But I want you to give my people some meat. I mean, I want you to put it where the goats can get it. When I ask this question right here, I don't want the coach speak. I want you to tell me exactly what's going on.
You want the real talk? Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What is the process of selecting a kid to recruit at your local university? Is it ranked, leading scorer, rebounder, winning at the high school? And exactly what does let's go. Let's start at Texas, Coach. You know, a lot of these parents, listen, y'all, let me help you out. A lot of y'all ain't going to play at Texas. I'm just going to tell you right now. He don't have to tell you that. A lot of y'all ain't going to play at the flagship program. It ain't but 13 players on the team. Okay? So, Coach, you don't have to say that, right? Let me say that one. So, let's talk Texas first. What do you look for? How does a player get on UT's hot list?
Well, let me just say this, Hatter, because y'all talked about me working at every school in the state of Texas. I've only worked at a third of the schools of the state. Not every.
He's
state.
a third.
A third of the schools, and I've been at every level. So,
Yeah.
and I think our mindset on our staffs have been the same. I think I've never been in a part on. I never worked on a staff where we cared about rankings. We respect the guys that rank the kids because we know they have a job to do. But the most important rankings are the rankings that we have as a coaching staff. You know what I mean? Example, Jalen Tyson 2 years ago wasn't even ranked in the top 100 in the state of Texas on Mike Kunstad's list. And Coach Kunstad is a mentor of mine. Like, I love Coach. He never misses a kid. But every now and then when you got millions of people around, there's going to be some guys that slide through the cracks. And so when we offered him at Texas Tech, I think it was some people kind of like, man, that kid, a loaded mid-major kid, you know? And I mean, and he ends up coming to Texas and he's a consensus top 30 recruit, you know? So what changed? Yeah, he got better, but he's always been a high major prospect. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think sometimes, you know, I think I've worked on staffs where you want to evaluate those guys when they play against the best in the state. Those guys that are supposed to be the best in the state, you got to be ready to perform. We talked about the opportunity. The game of basketball is great because you do your talking with your game. You know, that is like your son. I saw your son, you know, go crazy on the circuit with the hoops, and all of a sudden he got, you know, opportunities. So I think when you get those matchups, you have to be doing the work now. So when you get those matchups,
you got to go up. Jimmy
just
said that. Jimmy just said that about Junior.
When the rankings are cool because the rankings, like, you know, I can't call names, but, you know, sometimes if you see a kid, you know, you want to see everybody. I want to see everybody that Jim Hicks says is a high major and mid-major kid. Because it may be somebody at mid-major, I may value something in him that our team needs that gives him a chance to be a piece on our championship team. Wow. You know what I mean? That somebody else may not value. It doesn't mean that Hicks is wrong or I'm right. Right. You know, it's just a difference of opinion. So you hear all the time, you know, one man's trash is one man's treasure. But I feel like so many kids are so caught up in all the offers and blessed to receive an offer by. But, you know, like at Stephen F. Austin, Matt Kingsley played at Sock Creek High School. Okay, Hicks, I don't even know if you remember him. I don't even know if he was on y'all's list. I don't know. He was a walk-on at Stephen F. Austin, but he took us to the tournament. He was first team All-League, and he was MVP of the Southland Conference. We were back-to-back conference champion, and he's about to be inducted to the Hall of Fame this year. So, I mean, he had no offers out of high school. You know, Eric Bell was on that same team. He was 5-point guard. He had one Division I offer, us. You know, so it's like you got to get the right offer. And I think if you get the right school that believes in you, and you choose a school for all the right reasons, you feel like they can get you better. Big-time academics, you know, they're going to, you know, help you and mentor you and, you know, help make you a better young man. And they could be family away from home. And I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer. You know, you got a chance to win and play in the tournament. That always should be at the top of the list as well. So
Coach, but you just shot hole in my theory. So you telling me it is possible for little Johnny to make it to Texas if he got what you want?
Well, if little Johnny goes to the season opener and he got a great matchup, Hicks done matched him up with the smoke, and he go in there and perform at a high level, then yeah, little Johnny, and then especially if little Johnny takes his team and they go deep in the playoffs, and because it's all about winning, right? It's not all the way about, you know, being the leading team. I mean, we want winners. You know, every kid on our team, if you look in their bio, they won. Now, they haven't won as much as they want at some of them in the college level. Mm-hmm. That's what's so attractive about this team. We got all this experience, but now none of these guys have ever won at the level that we're talking about winning now. So now this is the last piece to their resume. They've done some great things individually, but now it's that winning piece. You know, now our guys are trying to get to the NBA. Those guys that draft, 90% of those guys in the draft, they play in the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? So that's important, man. It's an important piece. Winning is, everybody likes winners. You know, everybody likes winners.
Well, Had, I wanted to add something, and that way I always like to give the disclaimer, so people don't get misled.
Okay.
Uric gave you at least two prime examples of young men who he coached that were part of programs that was not ranked, right? You know what they both have in common? So that people, that you listen closely, guys, they both have in common, they both were walk-ons. They both paid their own way to school. You said that, right?
No. Jalen Tyson's on scholarship. He's a freshman.
Well, no. I'm talking about Tyson.
Matt Kingsley was a walk-on.
The other kid was a walk-on.
Okay.
Now, Tyson was not. Tyson had a scholarship to Texas Tech. That was a whole different thing about why the kids, they ranked him higher because he picked Texas. I know what you were saying. A lot of people just follow the tide like that. I was just saying in regarding to he's not the only guy that you've coached that walked on that. I think when you were at University of Houston, you had a kid from West Side High School.
We did. Well, we got one now. Avery Benson was a walk-on at Texas Tech. He came here to Texas. He's on scholarship. He was, he earned the scholarship at Texas Tech. He was a walk-on for us. He committed to Coach Beard at Arkansas Little Rock. We got the job at Texas Tech. He came and actually, Avery Benson helped us beat some big-time opponents. 2 years ago, we played Louisville in Madison Square Garden, their number one team in the country. Jamias Ramsey's out with an injury. He was inserted into the lineup and had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, and helped us beat the number one team in the country. So, again, he was ready for his opportunity, and he earned the opportunity to get a scholarship.
Okay. So what we're going to do right now.
So it really is a Santa Claus. No, I'm just kidding. Come on.
Yeah. But you get input equals output. That's bottom line.
The harder you work, like Larry Brown used to always say, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Okay. I believe that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And so what we want to do right now is we have a bunch of questions that are sitting there on the dock from people in the boom boom room. What we're gonna do is Hatter gonna post some on the screen for you. And what we'll do is, Lyrics, so we can get through so many of them, we'll try to give no more than a minute to each one of these questions with your answer. That way we can get to the next one and get to the next one and get to the next one, so we can get caught up and then we can proceed.
Okay, here's the first one, Lyric.
Meanwhile, everybody right now, share your show.
Share the show, yes.
To your timelines, to your groups. Let's take out the time. If you're on our YouTube page right now, give us a thumbs up, if you will. But right now, it's time to share the show. And I see everybody out there. I see you, Miss Karima Williams. I see you, Stephen Woods. I see you, Melvin Dews. I see you, Kevin Freeman. I see you, Alex Sestero.
And Coach,
and the rest of
Coach,
I see you guys.
And Coach, if you want to see the comments, you push that little eye. It's a little.
Yeah. Push that eye.
It's a little to the right or something on there. Where is it?
Top of the screen. It's a red. Yeah.
Look, you click that, and you can start seeing the comments too, Coach. If you click on something on the screen, it'll show it to you. You can click on the comment. I see you clicking it. It ain't working, is it?
No.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna put them up there.
I got one quick question though. I'm a proud HBCU grad.
Okay.
I see FAMU in the back. Can y'all? I'm surprised. No Howard University. I'm
gonna tell you why I did that. We mentioned.
Do Diddy got a logo?
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna tell you why, Coach. Coach is great, Coach. We talked about LeBron and his deal with them yesterday, and it's Women Rock Wednesday. So I posted those two girls back there behind us.
I love it. But I love the Rattlers too.
I got some Howard for you. But that's the only reason. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. The only thing you get Howard on here is Howard Hewitt. You got an old CD. You can put
I got some Howard. No, hold on.
Down with the swag.
No. One of our favorite golfers, Kendall. We celebrated her on Women Rock Wednesday. She go to Howard now on a golf scholarship. And I'm like adopting her as my little niece. So yes, Howard is in the building, baby. Yes. What's that? HU?
You know, hey, Women Rock Wednesday. You know, President Harris. We got.
Oh yeah, and we talk about her all the time.
Okay.
We talk about her all the time. But you ready?
So,
you
ready?
First.
Let's go have the first question. Let's go.
I'm gonna click it on the screen. Can you read that? Tell me if you can read it or not. If you can't, I'll read it to you. Hold up, it's gonna pop up so shortly. Some kind. There we go. Can you read that?
What are the core values for the UT program? You know, I would say we want to be accountable, responsible. Family is important to us. Obviously, we pride ourselves on having the best culture in college basketball. You know, integrity is very important. Toughness, you know, we pride ourselves on being one of the toughest teams in college basketball, and we like to have fun. And you know, the other thing is we pride ourselves on serving the community. You know, having a level of servitude. You know, and serving the community, serving each other, serving our students, and just being advocates to help galvanize, you know, this Austin community.
Okay. Got another one for you. Here we go. You don't even have to answer that one if you want to. If you want to. When you see who it's from, you don't even have to answer it if you don't want
to. Hey, so Coach Freeman, it's the first time I've been with Beard for 3 years. And normally we break up the scouts and, you know, everybody has a scout. But Gonzaga will be everybody on staff. But Coach Terry would be the one delivering it. But we all have a partner. They actually meeting about Gonzaga as we do this. I said, hey, Coach, I said, you know, I'm with my man Hatter and Hicks. He said, oh, yeah, go take care of
it. There you go.
There you go.
Another one. Oh, do you watch every film that you receive from a kid? And what do they do with those tapes that you receive? Come on, Coach.
It's so hard. I have two phones. I have a work phone, a personal phone. My personal phone right now, I've got 423 unread messages.
Wow.
I got 1,500 emails, 102 voicemails. I mean, it's just impossible. I had to explain this to my mom, but the managers figured out a way to pin her messages to the top so I can at least get back to my mom when she hits me. But I think so many people, you know, it's been a blessing to be able to ascend up the ladder. But, man, as you ascend, more people want to reach out to you, which could be a gift and a curse, you know. And so I try to pride myself in trying to get back to, you know, people in a timely fashion. It gets overwhelmed because the most important thing is these guys that are on campus and trying to make sure you pour into these guys, help them be prepared, you preparing yourself for practice and games. I mean, it just gets time consuming. But what we try to do is when those films come in, our graduate managers, they'll watch films. And if it's something that's really intriguing, then they'll say, hey, Coach, this is something that you need to follow up on. I think maybe only once or twice in my entire career, 15 years, where we've signed a kid from an email, and I was at a low to mid-major level. You know, it's never happened at a mid-major plus or high major level. Not that it can't, but a lot of these services that, you know, take these parents' money, I just, you know, I don't know how beneficial it is. I don't open those emails.
Got another one for you.
All the Longhorns are talented, and who's the one player that has stood out to the coaching staff this early?
You know, man, we really, I know this is going to sound cliche, but we got about 11 guys, man, that can really play and I think can help us beat anybody in the country. Everybody's had their moments. Really proud of the guys that are returning. Jace Fabris looks healthy. You know, Andrew Jones is back to 195 for the first time since he's had cancer. You know, Courtney Ramey is really buying into what we're doing. Brock Cunningham, I think, was just a natural fit for what we do. So, and then these guys that we were blessed to get out of the transfer portal and the talented freshman Jalen Tyson are working their butts off and just trying to get acclimated. And, you know, I think we're in a process of trying to really figure out what everybody's roles are. But every day, I think it's somebody else that kind of has their moments ahead of their days. We haven't had just one guy just be consistently the best player, which I think may be a good thing for us.
See that
Next up is Melvin Dewes. You talked about You talked about your ability to recruit players not that you like, but that fits Coach Beard's style. And what he's asking is, what type of player do you need to be to fit the current Texas coaching staff?
Yeah, well, we're trying to recruit the best players in the world, guys that have NBA potential. I mean, that's why we came to Texas. You guys know what we left at Texas Tech. I mean, we were a top 25 team, and Coach Beard had built that to one of the best basketball jobs in the country. But we feel here at Texas, we'll have a legitimate chance to win a national championship year in and year out, and be able to get the best of the best. But those guys, man, we want low maintenance kids at the same time, which we know could be challenging. So you're looking for the best talented, the players in the country, but we want low maintenance guys that are addicted to the game, that are winners, that have a great level of toughness, that know that they don't know, guys that really want to work, want to be coachable, and want to get better, man, and be great teammates and fun to be around. This is the last thing. We don't want to recruit the guys anymore, man, that I'm trying to find just limps. They just limps. Like we want to. Coach Beard and I told me the other day, man, we want to be around guys that got personality, man. It's fun to be around. And, the guys that just kind of the energy vampires. We done recruiting them.
I like that, Coach. I like that one, Coach. Energy vampire. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah,
I gotta write that one down.
Energy bus.
Go and write that down on one of your tags. On your tags like this, and put it on the window like Mary Jane. Put it on your screen over there.
You gotta read that book.
What's the name of the book?
The Energy Bus, John Gordon. Yeah, it's a good read. It's about 300 pages. Yeah, it talks about the energy. You're either an energy giver or you're an energy vampire, man. We stand away from the energy vampires, man. Life too short.
I'm gonna read that one.
Yes.
Okay. Texas has a nice amount of transfers. How has it been, meshing the seasoned players with the normal freshmen?
It's funny. It's a good question. Coach Beard is always, I think it's his JUCO background. He started off as a JUCO head coach, so he's been really good at being able to put together teams in one-year settings. And he talks a lot about building relationships with guys quickly. I think we pride ourselves in being relationship coaches. I don't think kids, the kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so we pride ourselves on that. But think about that national championship team at Texas Tech that Coach Beard coached. 3 of those guys were transfers. And, the year before that, you had a team that he took to the Elite Eight. It was 3 or 4 guys that were transfers. This was before the portal. That was his way of being able to stay old. When other teams in the Big 12 were getting 5-star recruits, but he's always had talented freshmen. We've always had freshmen that played major roles on our teams, and I think that's what they fail to realize, man. Whether it was Jemias Ramsey, whether it was Jared Culver, Zaire Smith, Michael Peavy, Kevin McCullough, the list goes on and on. Kyler Edwards. So we think we got another one this year as well.
Coach, these folks crazy. You got that? Read that one, Jimmy.
Yeah, of course. Next up we have Alex. He asks you, with UT going to the SEC, how worried are you about the SEC schools getting in your backyard in the ASAC area or in the Texas area for recruiting? What do you sell with the SEC angle that you could not sell within the Big 12?
I don't know. I do say this. I think, working in the SEC before when doing my stint at Texas A&M, a lot of people say, well, why you bring kids to football games? I think the football games are part of their college experience. And the SEC football games are on a whole nother level. But what we're trying to get done, our goals are the same. We want to be in conversation, win a national championship year in and year out. So, I think, we'll be trying to get the same type of players. So, as far as that goes.
I got one.
Next topic.
I got one for you.
Let me just say this. And Kentucky's been doing a great job of getting in Texas and recruiting players for a while anyway. So I don't think it's changed. Jay Lucas is just making it that much harder now. He's over there. So, Calipari's one of the best. They've got a lot of great coaches in the SEC that do a great job recruiting as well. So we got to be winning at a high level, and hopefully the Texas brand and what we have going on here will help us to continue to keep some of these best players at home.
What are the expectations of a walk-on at a Power 5 school? I'm sure they just can't show up for trials.
He better learn how to root like hell.
Yeah, you know, the couple walk-ons that we got this year were kind of preferred walk-ons, guys that reached out to the program. Were guys that were getting recruited Division I. They had opportunities to play low major or Division II schools, and when we were able to watch film and that kind of thing. And I think a couple of them were guys that Shaka Smart had already talked to prior to. So when we got here, we invited them to, workouts once they got cleared and they were in school, and they ended up being pretty good players, and they've been a part of our program. So these are the best walk-ons that I've been a part of coaching. And so we got one that was a GA. He's a D3 All-American. He's got a crazy story. We call him creative. That's a whole nother show. He'll named after him, but he got in the game yesterday and scored a few buckets, but he can really play. He may have to break into our rotation at some point.
What?
Yeah,
but guess what? And I saw your face light up when you talk about him. He's an energy giver. He's not
big time. Big time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, parents, mamas, I hope y'all saw that. I hope y'all saw the coach eyes light up when you got an old sucking ass little old Johnny around here. Always got his lip poked out and think somebody gonna mess with him. Not gonna happen.
Well, let me say this, Hatter.
Okay.
One thing and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm just gonna keep it real. You said we need to give him some meat. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I go into schools and I talk to the lady at the front desk that's checking me in, and I asked about little Johnny, and when I say I'm here to see little Johnny, and she says, "Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, good luck with that." Johnny's done. If that lady at the front desk is not saying, "Oh, he's one of my favorites," well, can I meet the principal? I talk to the principal, and the principal says, "Oh my God, when he leaves my school, it's gonna hurt my heart. He's one of my favorites that I've had in 10 years." Kids that people rave about, those are the ones we gotta have. It's like when I go to Houston, if I ask Jim Hicks, "What's the best breakfast spot?" and he tells me Breakfast Club, I gotta go. He gonna start getting excited about it. He gonna be raving about it. Then you know the food gonna be good.
Yeah.
If he says it's just okay, I gotta keep looking for another breakfast spot. And when we go recruiting, it's the same thing. If these coaches, no coach is ever gonna kill the kid. But if the coach isn't raving about the kid, talking about his work ethic, his character, his personality, he tells me all I need to know. Tells me all I need to know.
Do you get that often? Often do you get a situation where a high school coach actually is not an ally or a supporter of the kid? Or do you think that coach is really trying to be candidly honest with you and give you the disclaimer before you take that car off the lot?
Very few coaches will and a lot of times those coaches that'll be super blunt have a college basketball or pro basketball background. So they don't care. But 98% of the other coaches are going to be middle of the road. He's a good kid. He's got to mature. When he gets to college, he's going to figure it out. Hicks, what I'm telling you is, I don't want that guy. I want the kid where the coach says, in 20 years, this has been the hardest worker that I've ever had. This kid keeps our staff up. We got to open the gym up for 6 o'clock in the morning for this kid because he shoot before, class every day. I want the kid where the chief of police show up because he's like, "Man, I heard University of Texas is going to be here today. This kid means everything to this community." That's the kid. Those are the kids that you got to have in your program. And if you get 13 of those guys, then here comes the confetti. The confetti comes. That's when the confetti comes. You know what I mean?
I like that, Coach. I ain't never heard nobody explain it like that, Coach.
Those are the ones. You got to have the guys people raving about, man.
Think about what you said, Coach. I got to put this home to the parents. The man go up to the school and talk to the lady at the desk that signs us in when we go to the school, and mention your kid. Please tell your kids that be nice and treat the people, everybody. He might talk to the janitor.
I do. They know everybody. Why wouldn't I? There's been kids that went to my high school. I'm not going to call anybody by name, but there's been kids that went to my high school, and the same custodian lady that was there when I was in high school was there. And she said, "Yeah, who you here to see?" I said, "Well, I'm here to see such and such." "I know you not." So I already got a mindset when I go before I even go watch, because I know that lady ain't gonna lie. She the nicest lady ever.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, it's treat people, you never know. My grandma used to always say, be careful the feet you step on today, because they may be connected to that butt you got to kiss tomorrow. And I said, "But Grandma, what does that mean?" But she said, keep living. Just keep living. You treat people, that's true character.
That's good.
Character is treating people, that you don't think can do anything for you with the utmost respect.
That's good. I got something for. Come on, Coach. We're going rapid fire. Rapid fire. Here go one.
There you go. Coaches from various schools started seeing many of our kids in workouts at their high school a few weeks ago. How do you, coaching staffs, how do you decide which coaches travel versus which coaches stay behind on campus to coach the players when there's visit times? And how do you divide the duties and the territories from not necessarily your school, but from most coaches, how is that generally done?
Yeah.
Who determines to go where?
Everybody does it different, but now that they've got a new rule in NCAA that I like. I wish they opened it up and let everybody on the coaching staff coach. But now we have 4 accountable coaches, a head coach and 3 assistants.
Okay.
And so let's say today, if I'm off the road and I'm recruiting in Houston, then one of our support staff coaches can coach and practice.
Take your
because
place.
I'm off campus. They can take my place that day in practice and coach. And so I think that's why it's so important now to have a strong support staff where those guys can jump into practice and there's no drop off. In practice, you still, you don't lose a day. And so
that's a new rule. That's a new rule. Okay.
That's a new rule. And then in terms of breaking it up, I've been places in state where we had, a guy that was the Dallas liaison, Houston liaison, Central Texas liaison, or if I would assume, I've never been out the state, but I would assume schools out of the state may have different regions, and there may be a guy that's specific to Texas. And so, not that he's the only one that'll come. He may have one of his other assistants to come watch, the kid that he's recruiting in Texas to compare it to a kid that he may be recruiting in Chicago, so they can kind of decide which one may be best for their program. So everybody does it different.
I got a good one for you. It's going to pop up on the screen in a second. He said, when you talked about you got 11 really good players, you didn't say, hold up. He didn't listen to you. He just heard when you said 11 really good players. Yeah. Chris Walker came and said on this show, he got behind his desk at Cal, he put a big number 8 behind his desk. And when the kids come into the room, they ask what that 8 means. And Chris Walker said, 8 of y'all ass gonna play.
In the rotation.
No question.
8 of y'all gonna play. So he talking about, how do you guys plan on getting 11 kids? You didn't say that.
Uric also said, Hatter, he said that he has 11 players who can help us win.
That's what he said.
There you go, Hicks.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Here's the thing. I think we got to be creative and figure out ways where we can play more than 8 guys. I think when the competition gets stiffer for us, then, I think you'll see where that bench may get a little shorter, especially as the season goes on. And guys will, prove that with their play. You know what I mean? So it's not AAU, man. It's not, equal opportunity. This isn't BCI 5 in, 5 out. This is our livelihood. So, this is how we feed our families, and so we're playing the guys that give us the best chance to win. It's not necessarily the guys that we may have the best relationship with or that, make us smile the most. It's the guys that can help us win games. And so that's why we're lucky to have Chris Beard, though, man. Chris Beard gets paid all the big money to make those decisions, and we can just, give the suggestions. But at the end of the day,
it's his.
But it's challenging, but we rather have more than not enough, because I've been on the end of, being in that locker room where you don't have enough either, So I think the talent the lack of talent will never be the issue this year in a game. I don't think we'll ever walk out of a locker room and say, man, God, I wish we would have had more talent. You know what I mean? I think we may, hopefully I don't, but, we may have nights where we say, wish we would have played harder or would have executed a little bit better or took care of the ball a little bit more, that kind of thing. But it won't be talent.
Jimmy, you got some?
Yeah, oh man, always. And
he killed it.
I mentioned yesterday on the show, Coach, that I was talking to a college coach, I think day before yesterday or yesterday morning, and he was explaining to me about, because I think it was yesterday morning, and he was telling me because the season was about to begin, and he was like, man, I can't wait to see some of these box scores so I can see some of the guys that he was recruiting.
Oh, yeah.
He was going to follow, and he's going to check behind him and see just how much burn they get. That way, now after a while, he gonna hit the mama with one of them, hey, big heads, and what you doing, how you doing, and come on, let me go and put my net back out so we can get it back. Now, from understand in general, the transfer portal is very important, but and not to necessarily saying, of course, it's not a UT thing. Just an example on how that process goes, or if you believe that a lot of college coaches out there are going to be box score watching to see some of their former recruits who they might have came in second or third place with, see how they're doing at their particular school, and maybe slide up under there, try to get an early lane on the track.
Well, just a couple things. So the first is that I think all college coaches have always been on ESPN.com at the games and check box scores and figured out who. But I think that's ever since I've been coaching, that's happened. You lose out on guys. You want to follow the track them and see how they're doing. And then it's not even so much the guys you lose out on too. It's the guys that may have went to a level higher than you, and then all of a sudden they're not playing as many minutes. So you want to have an idea as to who may be in that transfer world. Now we refer to it as the portal, and I think that portal will continue to be very fluid. But it's we can't, by the rules, so the parents and everybody knows, we can't have conversations with a current player on another team or their parents and them getting in transfer portal. It doesn't work like that. So obviously, people talk and, the streets talk and that kind of thing. But when those individuals end up getting in the portal, then now we can really, start recruiting them, not just Texas, but in any Division I school. So,
Coach, I got one for you. Coach, you finna go back to your grassroots mode, okay?
Okay.
I'm seeing you the grass move. Melvin Dews got his little son's got a bunch of Junebuggs that he's trying to coach now. He said, Coach, what's your favorite coaching drill you picked up over the years, and where did you get it from? Because he want to steal it now. So give him something he can get at these little Junebugs to make them bite.
That's easy. We at Texas A&M, we called it the Cincinnati drill. Here we call it the Donowald because we got it from Bob Donowald, who's on our staff. So we called it the. So basically, you start. It's a white team, or you have two different teams. So let's say Texas, we have a white team and an orange team.
Okay.
So the white team one player is going to shoot a free throw. You've got two orange on the free throw lanes. All right, so now orange is going to rebound the ball. They're going to push it at the one defensive player now that just shot the free throw. So now you have a 2-on-1 going that way, right? And then now white's going to bring it back 3-on-2. Follow me, right?
I like that, dude.
Now orange is going to come back 4-on-3. All right, and then white comes back 5-on-4. And I tell Coach I can draw this up for him, and I can get with him on Zoom. Y'all hook this up.
Okay.
We can do it later on. But they come 5-on-4, and then you go 5-on-5. Most people will stop the drill there.
Right.
But what we do is we turn it into a situation. So now when it gets to 5-on-5, we'll say, okay, now we got to recognize time and score. So now put 30 seconds on the clock, and then now we play it. It's the end of a half. Or it could be the end of a game. So now you can get into some situations. So now you can have some fun with it. You call timeouts. You can draw plays up, kind of help guys with time and score. Because I think a lot of coaches don't work on situations enough. So you can make the games. Our games would be as long as a 30-second situation or a minute. a minute and a half situation following that 5-on-5, when it gets to 5-on-5. So it's something that we do every day. And I think it gives our guys a lot of confidence when we in those big games and those tight pressure situations.
So a young program, some young kids can run that. You can run that with young kids.
Why not? Let's start getting them to think and play right now at a early age. Yeah.
I like that, Coach.
I like that. Here's the thing: the offensive team, when you have the advantage numbers wise, you beat that defense with the pass.
Gotcha.
When the defense is at a disadvantage, then you don't have to. You got to have the ball in the basket covered. You got to be talking, flying around, and so now you know if you can get to the point where you can guard, 3 guys. With three, you could go 3 versus 4.
Oh,
you rocking and rolling. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that, Coach. I like that.
Yeah.
Melvin Dude, hey Melvin Dude, put something in the cup for that one.
Yeah. Now, what I want to ask you, of course, now UT. One of the things I remember, man, way back when they built what was known as the locker rooms at UT at the Irwin Center. It was called like the TJ Ford Alumni built or something like that on the glass. I remember when they first built it.
Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant, but TJ Ford.
It's Kevin Durant. They changed it to Kevin Durant. Okay.
Well,
now when they built
Ford room here in Cooley too, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at the same time, this is a true story because I remember Jerome Tang. It was about 2 years, maybe 3 years after he had got in over at Baylor from Heritage Christian Academy, and UT had in their locker rooms at the Irwin Center. You guys, I mean, you weren't there, but I'm saying you guys you're part of the program now. You're a staffer there. They had the screens, laptops in the locker room, in the lockers. And that was like the biggest thing. And they had certain types of chairs that were comfortable. And that was like unheard of at the time. And I remember Baylor, true story, Baylor went and they put a mole in the locker room to go and take some pictures and find out what Texas had. And Baylor went and used those into the ingredients to make their locker room. They wanted whatever. If you had 12-inch screens, they wanted 16-inch screen. They made them bigger. Their chairs were the chairs that had the orthopedic stuff in it. I mean, the back stuff and all that. So my thing is this: you guys have a new arena opening up on the campus of University of Texas. Tell us about that new arena, and go and give Baylor some more secrets so they can come and usurp you guys with their new arena as well. How the locker room gonna look?
I don't know if we can keep up with the national champs, man, but no, but
that's a smart man right there.
Hey, the Moody Center is going to be transcending. Coach Tang and Coach Drew, Coach Brooks, they all know it's going to be.
Oh, they know him. They know.
It's going to be pretty nice. We're going to be blessed, man. It's a $400 million renovation that'll be open in April, and just to kind of put things in perspective, I think the most expensive basketball facility right now in college is $278 million, and this is going to be $400 million. This is a brand new arena. On campus, and attached are men and women's practice facilities, our brand new offices, our locker rooms, player lounges. I mean, study hall areas. I mean, it's going to be state of the art. It'll be one of the best basketball venues in the whole wide world, man. I mean, it's going to be really nice.
Wow.
So who has the most expensive one? You mentioned the 270-something million is the most expensive.
Oregon, University of Oregon.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's
please don't make y'all flow. Tell them don't make your flow ugly like that. Oregon got the ugliest flow in college basketball. I can't stand it.
I like Oregon's floor. That's crazy.
I saw it in person. I was dizzy.
Yeah, I like that floor. Whatever the kids like.
Oh, okay. You're right.
The kids must like it because they're doing a lot of winning.
Yeah.
So are you guys getting the input on players and on the current and former players about things and intangibles that you're going to include in like I say, in the locker room or with this new facility where it pertains to the student athletes?
Well, obviously, the renovations and a lot of the renderings happened prior to us getting here. It was taking place when Coach Smart was here. But I know Coach Beard has had some input, and I'm sure he's talked to some of our veteran players about, some of the things that they may have liked or they may have heard of. But we've got a team of, people that have gone out to see what the best NBA facilities look like, college facilities. We were part of the renovations at Texas Tech too. They had a brand new practice facility. It was close to $50 million. That was really nice that we left behind. It's got to be arguably the nicest practice facility in the country prior to us leaving. So I think we've got some pretty good ideas, and I think this thing hopefully we'll be able to blow it out the water. It'll be the reason why we get players, but it's definitely not going to hurt, for us to have these resources at our disposal.
I can't wait to talk to the TSU team. I'm sorry, Coach. They just left Oregon, and they got their head beat in. I'm going to talk to them and say, how you like the flow?
No, that was a minus 16 or minus 17. Not bad for TSU at Oregon.
No, Jimmy, I taped the game. Jimmy, they never had a chance.
They were down by 23, I think is the biggest the lead got. That's not bad for TSU for opening game at Oregon, who's ranked in the top 15 in the country. Jimmy, not bad.
They don't like I bet you they don't like the floor. The gold
TSU
leader.
got my boy. They got my boy over there, Hicks, man. John Walker III. I coached him at Texas A&M.
Yeah, he was a leading scorer for TSU last night.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where did he go to high school?
Marshall.
He went to Marshall. Yeah.
He went there. I don't remember him.
Yeah, him and
he was that most important piece.
I just don't remember. It's all good.
He was the most important piece. He was 6 foot. They had 3 Division I's on that team, but at the time they went to state, he was the only Division I only one that had an offer.
Taz Sherman went JUCO, was a qualifier, and now he's one of the best players in the Big 12. He's at West Virginia. Yeah.
I got one for you. Because we ain't gonna keep you out there because I know you got something to do. I gotta get ready. I already know. What is the biggest thing high school players should be doing now that you wish you didn't have to teach them when they become college freshmen?
Great question, man. Great question. I wish I could, I think the most important thing for a freshman when he gets on campus to ensure that he plays as much as he wants is for the coaching staff, the head coach and the coaching staff to view you as the most or one of the most competitive players on the team. Not the hardest worker, because it's different things. I think you get into a program like Texas, everybody here works hard. We don't have one player on our team that doesn't work hard or doesn't get extra shots up, whatever the case is. But are you the most competitive? Do you impact winning every possession? Do you know what I mean? Like, are you?
Explain it, Coach. Break it down, Coach. Break it down.
Yeah, do you love to compete? Do you compete? Do you defend? Do you rebound? You get that 50-50 ball? Do you know what I mean? Are you physical? Do you compete?
In other words, I'm going to beat this guy in front of me in every drill.
I'm going to impose my will on him. I'm going to impose my will on that guy. I'm not going to lose a drill. I'm not going to let my team lose. I refuse to lose type mentality. Baylor had a few of those guys. That's why they won the national championship. They had competitive guys. They wasn't just their talent.
Right.
I mean,
right.
They call him off night for a reason. Davion Mitchell.
Hey, hold up. And he done took his talents to the NBA. He doing the same damn thing.
Still competing, Haddle. Still competing at a high level.
Wow.
Yeah, and of
that.
course, I'm reading some of the comments on it now, and we want to ask you a question. You mentioned Coach Beard, and Coach Beard. One thing about knowing him for a few years now, and one of the things that a lot of the coaches, different coaches, have jackets, and whispers are circulated about certain coaches. One thing Coach Beard is known for is that Scott Drew alike. We mentioned Baylor a while ago. Is that a lot of coaches that's up under them has advanced, but in this case, a lot of your graduate managers. So that's one of the things that Chris Beard is known for, Haddle, is that he gets those guys that got the old school, the envelope lookers, and the guys who got to go watch them films. You're getting y'all sitting about them bars that can't that they can't play a lick. Them the guys that got to watch and do all the dirty work. They got to do all the wax on, wax off. That Mr. Miyagi had Daniel's son doing. Some of that, explain that. And I know, have you ever heard that about Chris Beard, about that being one of his attributes, being able to get those graduate managers and advance them?
Yeah, no, I think Hicks, I think he's a developer of people. I think so many times, people talk about, Texas and talking about our player development, which is real. They have, anytime you have a guy like Zaire Smith, who was, came off the bench for his EYBL team and was ranked 428 in the country and was a two-star recruit.
I still
didn't shoot a three as a senior in high school. He's, 6'4", 6'5", and played the 5. And 8 months later, he's shooting 41% from the 3 and is a lottery pick. That's player development, and so that is real. I think, you can't argue with what he's done from a player development standpoint, but I think he's a developer of people. He's had coaches come under him. Obviously, everywhere when he leaves a school, it's been a coach that has gotten the job, which I think says a lot about him. When he left Little Rock, Wes Flanagan was the associate coach, and he got the head job at Little Rock. When we left Texas Tech, Mark Adams was named the head coach at Texas Tech. And then obviously it's been assistants, Chris Ogden, Brian Berg, with our guys that benefited Texas Tech and got head jobs. And, hopefully in God's time, I'll be, the next assistant that has an opportunity to be a head coach. And, I know Coach Terry wants to be a head coach again. And obviously all that comes through winning. But behind the scenes, the graduate managers are the backbone of our program. And Coach Beard's had 12 graduate managers in the last 5 years that have moved on to full-time Division I opportunities. And obviously that's a fine spot for him because he started off as a graduate manager himself. And so he works those guys pretty hard. They're a big reason why we win. And then he goes to war for those guys in the offseason to help them get jobs. The last thing I'll say is one of our best graduate managers that we've had came from Texas Tech. He moved up onto a full-time spot at Texas Tech, and now he's the director of operations here at Texas. And sometimes I forget Casey's making 6 figures. I still try to buy his lunch, right. And he'll let me. But it's time for him to start buying me some lunch now.
Hey, do me a favor though. You and Coach Beard, especially you and Coach Beard, when y'all take y'all butt back to Texas Tech, right? I want y'all to be careful because that AD act like he wanted to put his hands on y'all. I'm just telling you now, when I saw his press conference, that man, if y'all was anywhere, he would have put his hand. So when y'all go back, I want y'all to take extra precaution because I want y'all to be okay.
Nah, Kirby Holcutt's the best, man. It was a hard day for everybody, man. It was a hard day for everybody, but we got a lot of respect, a lot of love for Texas. Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to know that. Jimmy, get us out of here. You got to get the practice.
It's almost time to land that plane. And Coach, of course, is Coach Uric Malaghy at University of Texas men's assistant basketball coach. And, of course, we appreciate you taking out the time to chop it up with us on the Chop Shop. And we ask you guys, if you haven't done so, share the show to your platforms, to your groups out there. Even if you're on the Twitter, the YouTube feed, the Boom Boom watching us, you can share the show from there, directly from there. Hit that share button and send it to your social media platforms. And I want to ask you, it was funny, we're talking about Coach Beard, can't get enough of it. And that is, one is, we missed one of the questions from one of the Boom Boom viewers. They asked, who's in charge of the schedule? Every staff has one of the assistants who's normally given the task to make the schedule. And who's that?
Coach Rodney Terry.
So,
okay.
He's 10 years as a head coach, and he does a fantastic job with our schedule. The thing I love about it is he takes guys like myself and Jarence that have not had that opportunity to do scheduling as a head coach, and he sits us down and teaches the nuances of how he figures out how to put the staff and the schedule together, which is it's pretty cool, for us to learn and see him put it together. We got a heck of a schedule this year.
I like that. And so speaking of schedule, and this is something that we and I don't want to go. We can go and I don't want to dive too deep into this, but this is really I'm gonna hit you in the heart with this one. when you were at Texas Tech and when you were at Texas A&M, can you recall which HBCUs that you guys had on the schedule at those schools? And I know you guys are playing Arkansas Pine Bluff, I think, this season at UT, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
first, in the past, those other schools which schools did you share some of the wealth with? Because a lot of those, this is coming back in style. And do you plan to go and pull RT, which is Coach Rodney Terry's nickname, RT to the side and say, yo, RT, I'm the only one on this staff that went to HBCU. We got to get Howard in there for a money game and get some of my alma mater some of that bread. Is that on the docket for you?
Well, we took care of my boy Solo Bozeman. He's going to do a fantastic job at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Great young coach. I predict that they go to the NCAA tournament sooner rather than later. But yeah, no, I think Coach Terry already has it on his. Obviously, man, we're proud members of BACA here in the Big 12. And so,
and what is BACA? What is BACA?
So it's the Black Assistant Coaches Alliance here with the Big 12, and so it's comprised of all the men and women assistant coaches in the Big 12, minority coaches and so Black coaches, and that we come together and we come up with different initiatives to really make the college experience for our student athletes a better one. And so whether it's financial literacy, voter registration, how they, to conduct yourself with the police, and having that partnership with the police, our local police officers, different things that have been pretty cool. But I know we've been working hard with the MEAC and the SWAC to maybe even have some type of, MEAC or SWAC Big 12 challenge. That's in the works.
Awesome. That would be awesome. I know the SWAC did it with the Pac-12, and if I'm not mistaken, right? And it starts. Is it this year? I think this year it starts.
It is this year.
And yeah, because a lot of those schools are going to do home and home with the same opponent that they match up with in those two conferences. That would be so great, man, if done so, because if it is, then guess what? That means no matter what, your fingerprints is on that decision because you were a part of the staff that made it happen. And especially considering a lot of the off basketball or on the social issues that plagued along the campuses of not just the University of Texas, but of Texas A&M alike, especially going before and during the pandemic. Man, I thumbs up, not no old school pun intended from your old job. Yeah. Thumbs up on that one. I appreciate it, man. Really do. And
no, I think it's now you have. Well, I was going to say this real quick. You got some of these schools now that have moved out of the MEAC. So like North Carolina A&T now is in the Big South. You have Tennessee State that is in Ohio Valley Conference. We don't want to forget about these schools too, and that's something that we've talked at some of these recent BACA meetings. Is if we have it where it's just Big 12 versus the SWAC, we may miss out on some of these other teams. So right. I think we're just trying to figure out. Our president, Danielle Robinson from Iowa State's doing a great job, and he's working with the Big 12 as well and trying to figure out what's the best way for us to tackle this. But it's at the top of the list, though. It's something that we've been talking about for over a year now.
That's it, man, of course. And hey, I'm looking, I've got my phone, I got text messages, and somebody told me, hey, man, ask him who would be his all-time starting five, well, not all-time, but in recent history, in the last 20 years, give us your starting five for University of Texas if you only had Texas-based players.
So no Kevin Durant.
No Texas-based players, Hatter.
I said no. He said no Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Okay.
There's been so many great players.
Who's at the one? Who's at your one?
I mean, you got so many greats, but you got to have TJ.
TJ. Okay.
So TJ, let me write it down. TJ at the one. So,
but now, some other
TJ
great point guards.
Who's at the two?
You're going to have DJ Augustine. You got, Isaiah Taylor, who was always one of my favorites.
He wasn't better than these two.
No. But he still be on that team.
Oh, but you can't pick but one.
No, hold on.
Tuesday,
You're, we ain't asked you on the team yet.
Starting
Who's in your
five.
starting lineup?
Give me a starting five.
Who's at the two? Who's at the two? I tell you what. Let's go to the seven. Who's at the five?
No. I'm gonna stay at the two.
I would go.
Okay.
And DJ Augustine ain't from Texas either, Jimmy.
No, but he graduated from Hightower.
Yeah,
He spent the whole year here.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
I'm gonna go Booby.
I would go with
That's
Booby
the two.
too.
That's the two.
I would put Daniel Gibson at the two. That's a good
That's
call.
a good. Okay. All right.
Who's the three? No, what the three is gonna be hard. Let's come back to that. Let's go to the five, then we come back to the four. Then we get to the three. The three gonna be hard.
I'm going. I don't believe in fives. I don't believe in positions. So
I got
you. 2 fours,
I'm with you. I'm with you on
my
that.
2
3
fours
fours
are gonna be.
Okay.
My 2 fours are gonna be
Three forwards, Doc. 3 forwards.
Now that third one had can be a swing. It could be a guard that you can either push them. So we're gonna wait till the last third spot.
All right.
Well, you got.
Who your 2
LaMarcus
forwards?
Aldridge. LaMarcus
Oh,
Aldridge.
hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
You gotta go
You
LA.
got Miles Turner.
Oh, yeah.
You got Jared Allen.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
dang.
I'm
going with them three.
Got a lot of really good ones, man.
I'm going with them three.
No. Hold on.
Small forward.
I know the three is. I know the three is. The three is the three will be Damian James.
I was about to say, I'm about to be biased.
Your three will be Damian James.
There's Reebok, Sonny Vaccaro, Chris Rivers.
Damian James, dude, his resume had a.
I know, but I'd rather have them three than Damian James.
He's top
but if I
five
have
in scoring like rebounding in the history of the school.
I know.
Now, but you could go another guard though. Avery Bradley from Arlington, Texas, originally. You know, it was a big reason why he came back to Texas. Chris Ogden did a great job getting him back home. You know, a lot of people don't know that. You know.
So you saying LA at the LA?
I got LA.
Who's the front court? LA and who? And Miles. Or LA.
I like Jared. Hey, who did the most? Jared in college. Who did the most? Jared.
Oh, Jared only stayed 1. He only stayed 1 year.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he stayed 2.
So his numbers. Huh?
Jared stayed more than once. He was one. No, he was one and done.
Yeah.
No. Oh, my bad.
Miles Turner.
No, I'm talking about Jared. Miles
Jared
Turner
stayed
wasn't
2
one
years
and
of one.
Huh?
No, I think Jared was one and done. Jared was one and done.
Okay.
He didn't come back with Robert Williams because they were in the same class. Robert Williams came back for his sophomore year. Jared was gone. Yeah, he was one and done.
Damn. Oh, point guard Johnny Moore.
So who you still ain't said?
Oh, I got one.
So who? Hold on, Hal. You know the rule. You know the rule go. Who do you take off? Who do you take? Like Chris Walker. Who do you take off? If you're gonna put Johnny Moore now.
But no, Lance Blanks.
Lance Blanks play a guard, man.
I know. I'm going.
Yeah. Who do you take off? Who do you take off?
Who you gonna take off?
Who do you gonna take off? You know what I'm saying? So that's how you figure out who you take off. I ain't got no problem with you. I ain't got no problem with it. Who you take off?
And we're gonna have competition in practice like Coach Beard. Figure out who need to be started.
I like that. Hey, hold up. Them parents, I hope y'all caught what he just said. They compete for every position at their school.
Say, man. Say.
Parents quiet, not having.
They quiet as church house mouse over there, Doc. Compete. What you said? Hold up. Not work hard. I got to repeat this. Not how hard work.
You gotta do both. You gotta do both.
Hard work is the cost of admission to come to Texas. Everybody work hard.
That's the given.
Boy, I love that. And I'm going to talk about, Coach, I'm going to keep hammering those wise words you just said in our community, especially people who watch this show. I'm going to hammer those in. I'm going to hammer that in. Yes.
And of course, hey, man, we definitely appreciate it, man. Uric Malagi, guys, if they want to go and send an email to the program or whatever, and they have questions or post comments, give them, how can they reach you or your staff or whatnot at University of Texas?
You can reach me at umalagi at utexas.edu. And then my Instagram and Twitter is @coach_Malagi. It's the same on Twitter and Instagram. So,
yeah, Coach.
And let me tell you something, Coach. Let me tell you something. You know, you mess with my people, that's like messing with me. Doug Jones say you ain't call him back. You got to call Doug Jones back, Coach.
Come on, Doug. I called you. He didn't answer.
Yeah, Doug, you didn't answer, Doug.
Call him back. Doug, I was with my son, man. God, hey, Doug, I'm gonna call you after practice, Doug. I promise.
I got you.
FaceTime. Answer the phone.
Hey, man. Hey, we appreciate it, man. Of course.
All right, Coach.
Man. Thanks. Tell the rest of the
Tell
staff
everybody we said what's up. Tell Jarris I said what's up.
For sure.
Man.
No, we'll do it, man.
Hey,
all right, baby.
Appreciate it, of course, guys. And it's time to slide down Dino's back. And y'all to do this thing on this Women Rock Wednesday. Shout out to all the ladies out there who hung around with us all the way through. Get ladies like Kim Jackson. We see you out there, Kim. Thanks so much. Marissa, we see you over there as well, who hung out with us all the way on through and stuck it out. Thanks to all you guys for sharing the show. And if you haven't done so, I'm going to ask you once again, share the show on your way out the door. And we're going to come right back at it tomorrow. We got more good stuff for you. Don't forget, the season opener is this weekend, Friday and Saturday at the Campbell Center. It's going to be rocking over there. I know you guys. Thanks. Shout out to my girl, DJ Superstar with 93.7 The Beat for the interview. I was on there on Sunday. Also, shout out to my man, Jerome Solomon. I was on his show, Texas Sports Nation, on Sunday evening on Channel 2 in Houston. I'll be on 97.9 The Box this evening. I got all type of stuff in the Houston Chronicle, rocking on tomorrow. Hey, man. Hey, once again, pay attention. And also, give a shout out to my special place in my heart, to my people. I read the email yesterday to my people over at Cashmere Senior High School and the head coach, Dexter Smith. And if you missed it on yesterday, they reached out and they will be honoring me for my contributions to the basketball community on one of the games, one of the home games this season. And so I will decide which home game it is. But I look at and also make sure my schedule, which because they have HISD they don't have home games when district play starts. They play at neutral sites in that school district. So it got to be something quick that I can piece together and make it work where I would be in town and or available. And but once again, guys, it is that time. Thanks so much to everybody. And once again, this is why the Chop Shop is what it is. And once again, the season has started. We get right back at it with giving you guys the guests that you want and deserve to be able to handle your questions on the Chop Shop. Sorry for those questions we didn't get to. Charge it to our heads, but not our hearts. In that fact, in that order. And lastly, give a shout out to all of the kids because today is the actual National Signing Day. So this is the date where a lot of young men and young women alike around the country can sign their letters of intent. And this is a special day for a lot of people. Shout out to all. We have somewhat about 14 males, young men who will be signing either today or tomorrow. They don't, they have like a week to do so, Adam. It ain't just one day, but this is the day that most of them get it out of the way. And they signed that agreement for a free college education, at least 1 year, which is renewable after each year, but it's a commitment to do so. As long as they're in good standing, they will have the option to have that done. But thanks so much. And that's pretty much it. What you got, Adam?
I'm good. I'm out.
Well, hey, man, for Robert Haller, this is me, Jim Hicks. Hey, man, I'm up out of here. Peace. Chop Shop. We got it going down tonight. Jalen.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.